Hey everyone, how's it going? And welcome back to Splash Page. I'm Sean, and as always, I'm joined by Andrew. And we're doing something a little bit different here today. We're actually going to take a look at the teaser trailer that came out for Episode 4 of Invincible. Episode 4 obviously doesn't launch until Friday, but they gave us 15 seconds to dig into. And believe it or not, Andrew and I have a lot to say.
There's so much there.
And now watch out for mild spoilers. We're certainly not going to dive into anything heavy that happens in the comic. And it seems like stuff is very different from the show to the comic in this instance. But just a heads up.
Yep.
So Andrew, the first thing that happens in the trailer is we hear Cecil talking to Mark in Mark's home about wanting him to travel with astronauts for the first manned mission to Mars.
Right.
I think what's cool about this is you start to get a little bit of a feel for the fact that superheroes are more than just battling super villains all the time.
Right.
They're actually being used to help further human society. So, you know, if you had the ability to send essentially a god with the team that's going to Mars,
just to protect them,
of course
yeah.
you would.
Just in case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We then move into the next segment in the trailer where Mark meets the Martian and has very quick one-liner of banter, which, you know, got a smile out of me.
Yeah, no, that was very cute. And I think, so going back to the book, and we don't know how close it's going to keep to the book, Invincible was sent along with the rocket, and not even the astronauts know that he's going along with them. Like, it was really underground secret, and then some things that shouldn't have happened, and he has to make himself known to save the day. So I think that's the intro to that right there.
Yeah, likely. Any input on the aliens themselves, or the Martians themselves?
We know from Cecil in the books, at least, that they're not a friendly race, despite the fact that Martian Man has come to Earth and he was part of the Guardians before what happened at the end of Episode 1. So Earth has had some contact with Martians before, but apparently, on the whole, most of them not so friendly to humans. They don't like us.
Yeah, and then the last scene here, which is actually one that I loved, shows the surviving Mueller twins incubating what you have to believe, because of the end line, is going to be another clone of him.
Yeah.
And you know, which also I believe happens in the comic.
So I haven't gotten that far in the books. I'm reading like mad to try to keep up with the show. But do the Mauler twins, like in Episode 3, was it? Do they die off often and they have to keep remaking themselves?
I wouldn't say it's something that happens super
Constantly,
often,
right.
but I think it's done to further the whole where clones were not brothers, because there is that kind of competition between the two. You know, before one of the clones died, they were arguing about drilling a hole in the wrong area and not being able to get into the White House, and then, you know, making fun of him for eating his chicken pot pie or whatever that was in jail, rather than being able to escape. And so, you know, he's making another clone, and as you'd imagine, it's probably going to be a pretty similar relationship.
Yeah, where neither of them knows which is which anymore.
Right.
I absolutely love that about that character. That's a brilliant character story.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It just gives you something. To your point, in the comics, you don't get much time with these characters. You get a few panels. And to be able to give them something that small to have an overlying joke or overlying plot point about is really great.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it too, because there's that going on, but then there's a million other things going on, and you forget that all of these stories are going on at the same point. I can't wait until we get to like season 2 or 3, and we can look back at all the threads that were opened up in these first 3, 4, 5 episodes and see how they close out.
And everything in this show does really feel like a full world, and that seemed to be at least a lot of complaints in the letter sections of the comics that I've been reading, of everyone going, come on, Kirkman, you keep opening up all these threads and you're not closing any of them. He did a lot of setting up in the first year or so of the book, and then everything started paying off all at once. So there was a big build-up time in the books also.
Just a little more Invincible content to keep your appetites wet as we wait for this next episode to come out. Let us know if it's worth your time to watch 6 minutes, about 15 seconds, but we're happy to do it. Thanks again. Sean here, Andrew there. We'll see you guys soon. Friday morning, next episode.